the heart of London, under the gleaming lights of the renowned talk show Global Perspectives, anticipation buzzed through the studio. The audience awaited the appearance of the newly appointed Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Reid, a man known for his composed demeanor and compelling life story. Having recently taken his oath of office, Reid was poised to discuss the future of the administration. Opposite him sat the show's host, Jonathan Pierce, a journalist celebrated for his incisive questioning and progressive viewpoints. Pierce had spent weeks preparing for this interview, aiming to delve deep into Reid's past and political transformation. Despite assurances from his producer of a respectful dialogue, Pierce's glinting eyes hinted at a more confrontational agenda. As Reid settled into his seat, the customary pleasantries felt rushed, the atmosphere tinged with tension. Drawing from his experience as a former Royal Marine, Reid sensed the undercurrents of an ambush. His instincts alerted him to the potential landmines hidden within Pierce's questions. Pierce began with a seemingly benign inquiry, his voice laced with artificial sweetness. "Deputy Prime Minister, let's discuss your remarkable journey from a critic of Prime Minister Thompson to his second in command." Reid offered a measured smile, his eyes reflecting the wisdom earned through life's trials. "Jonathan, that's an excellent starting point. It highlights something beyond politics. It speaks to our capacity for growth and understanding." The audience leaned in, intrigued by Reid's lack of defensiveness. Pierce shifted, his rehearsed follow-up losing its edge. "Growth and understanding?" he mocked. "Some might label it political convenience." Reid remained steady. "In our society, we value the tradition of reassessing our views when presented with new information. My earlier criticisms stemmed from a limited perspective. Observing the Prime Minister's policies positively impact communities I care about prompted a reevaluation." Pierce's expression tightened subtly. Reid continued, his gaze direct yet non-confrontational. "Jonathan, have you ever reconsidered a significant belief after encountering new evidence?" A brief pause ensued. "We're here to discuss your changes, Deputy Prime Minister, not mine," Pierce snapped, eager to regain control. "Speaking of changes," Pierce pressed on, "your recent speech at the National Faith Assembly emphasized divine guidance in governance. Isn't that a perilous blend of church and state?" The audience tensed, recognizing the sensitive terrain. Reid leaned forward, his voice firm. "What I conveyed was that our founders recognized the importance of moral guidance in leadership. They feared tyranny, not faith." A ripple of agreement murmured through the crowd. Pierce interjected, "But in our diverse modern society—" "Allow me to finish," Reid said, raising a hand. "Placing my hand on the Bible during the oath wasn't about establishing a state religion. It was about acknowledging that our rights stem from a higher authority, not just government." Pierce glanced at his producer, who watched intently. Reid added, "During my service, no one questioned the presence of our chaplain. In moments of uncertainty, even skeptics recognized something beyond politics." Pierce's face flushed. "Let's discuss your relationship with Prime Minister Thompson. Your recent statement calling him a divine instrument for national renewal. Don't you think that's extreme?" Reid remained unshaken. "What's extreme is the media's concern over a leader who prays rather than policies that harm families. Let's focus on tangible results since the administration began." The studio fell silent, Pierce's usual rapid-fire interruption subdued by Reid's steady presence. Pierce attempted another angle. "You've written about your humble beginnings, yet now you're in power. Some say you've forgotten your roots." "Where I come from," Reid responded evenly, "we judge character, not conformity to elite expectations." "Character?" Pierce scoffed. "Is that what you call your reversal on Thompson? Admitting when you're wrong and standing up for your beliefs even when misrepresented, that takes character." Reid replied. The audience murmured in agreement. Pierce, tugging at his collar, pressed on. "You've positioned yourself as a voice for the working class, yet here you are defending a billionaire. Isn't that ironic?" Reid's expression remained unchanged. "An expensive suit doesn't alter one's values. The principles my grandmother instilled in me remain steadfast, regardless of my position." Pierce narrowed his eyes. So your transformation has nothing to do with ambition? Should we ignore your past criticisms and accept your current stance as genuine? The term puppet reveals more about your perspective than mine, Reed responded, his voice measured yet firm. In your view, loyalty is mockworthy. In mine, it's a testament to recognizing true leadership. The audience erupted into applause. Pierce attempted to interject, but Reed continued. You focus on contradictions, missing the broader picture. True wisdom lies in the courage to learn and grow. Pierce, his composure waning, shifted tactics. Your faith has been questioned as politically convenient. Reed leaned forward. I've attended the same church since before my political career. My grandmother taught me to pray before every meal, even when we had little. Questioning my faith isn't just an attack on me, it's an affront to countless others who hold their beliefs dear. Pierce glanced at his notes, searching for safer ground. Let's discuss your recent statements. Like your remark that supporters of traditional values are living in the past, Reed countered. Do you believe millions who attend church and cherish family values are outdated? A defining silence enveloped the studio. Pierce fumbled with his papers. You're trying to redirect this interview? No, Jonathan, Reed said steadily. I'm addressing the disdain you and your colleagues exhibit toward everyday citizens. It bothers you that someone from my background doesn't align with your worldview. Pierce attempted to regain control. Your accusations are observations, Reed interjected, like your eye roll when I mentioned prayer or your mocking reference to my hometown. This isn't about politics, it's about respect for faith, for values, for the millions who don't seek your approval to love their country. Pierce's face paled as he glanced at his producer. Perhaps we should move on. You've been eager to do so since we touched on faith and values, Reed observed with a slight smile. Uncomfortable territory for you? A few chuckles rose from the audience. Pierce launched a final attack. Is this deflection similar to your shift from criticizing to praising Thompson? Have you ever changed your opinion after getting to know someone personally? Reed asked calmly. An elderly woman in the audience called out, Tell him, Deputy Prime Minister. The real story here, Reed continued, isn't about my past criticisms or current position. It's about the fear that someone can think independently, change based on experience, and stand firm despite media attacks. Pierce began sweating visibly. You're twisting my words. No, Jonathan, Reed replied. I'm holding up a mirror. You came here to embarrass me, but exposed your own prejudices. Turning to the audience, Reed concluded, integrity isn't about never changing your mind. It's about the courage to admit when you're wrong. When I met Prime Minister Thompson,